Hey everyone, today we're diving into Titan, one of India's most watched companies. We're going to unpack exactly why their stock has been on such an incredible, spectacular run lately.
So, the big question on everyone's mind is this. Why did Titan's stock suddenly jump 4% to hit a new all-time high? What's really going on behind the scenes? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out.
Now, a 4% jump in a single day might not sound like a lot, but for a company the size of Titan, that's huge. It's a really clear signal that the market saw something it really liked. And the secret? Well, it's all in the company's latest business update.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with that Q3 update that got everybody so excited. Then we'll look at the biggest driver of their growth, check in on their other businesses, see how they're crushing it on the global stage, and finally wrap up with what to keep an eye on going forward.
All right, first up, unpacking that Q3 update. Look, this is really where the whole story begins. The numbers they released were just so strong. They sent a massive wave of optimism rippling right through the market.
And here's the headline number that got everyone talking, around 40%. We're talking year-on-year growth in Titan's consumer business for the December quarter. I mean, that is a seriously impressive figure, especially when you consider that consumer spending has been kinda all over the place.
And on top of that, they added 56 new stores. Now, this is important because it sends a very clear message to investors. It says, hey, we're growing, but we're not being reckless. It's this kind of controlled, confident expansion that the market absolutely loves to see.
Okay, so the overall growth was fantastic, right? But within that, there was one segment that was the absolute, undisputed star of the show. And that was, of course, their jewelry business.
Get this, the jewelry division posted a massive 41% growth. This isn't just a number on a spreadsheet. This is the engine that powered the company's stellar performance and really drove that stock price to its new high.
So, you're probably wondering, how on earth did they pull that off? Well, it wasn't just one thing. It was a perfect storm of factors. You had a really strong festive and wedding season, which always helps. They were also getting higher average prices for what they sold. Plus, gold coin sales nearly doubled, and they were super smart about using gold exchange offers to keep people buying, even when gold prices were high. You put all that together, and you've got a seriously powerful growth engine.
And this quote really gets to the heart of the market's reaction. It wasn't just growth in one little area. It was balanced strength right across the board, in both plain and studded jewelry. When investors see a robust and diversified portfolio like that, it just inspires a ton of confidence.
And here's another really smart move. Towards the end of the quarter, Titan launched Beyond, its lab-grown diamond brand. This is a key strategic play. It shows they're adapting to how people, especially younger buyers, are shopping now, looking for more affordable, accessible options. So Beyond is aimed right at this younger, online-savvy crowd, while their legacy brands like Tanishq still own that big, milestone purchase market. It's brilliant, really. They get to capture a whole new customer segment without hurting their premium brand.
Now, while jewelry absolutely stole the limelight, a company as big as Titan has a lot of other moving parts. So let's take a look at how the supporting cast performed.
And you know what? The performance here was also really solid. The watches business delivered around 13% growth, and the eye care segment grew by about 16%. These are healthy, steady numbers that really demonstrate the underlying strength and stability of the entire company, not just one single division. Within their emerging businesses, the picture was a little more mixed. Fragrances and women's bags did well, which is promising. However, Tanira, their ethnic wear brand, saw slightly weaker volumes. Now, it's an area to watch for sure, but it didn't really overshadow the overwhelmingly positive results from the core businesses.
Okay, so beyond the domestic market, one of the strongest positive signals in this entire report actually came from Titan's international operations. They're going incredibly fast and becoming a huge part of the story.
How fast? How about growth of over 80%? I mean, that's just an explosive growth rate, and it's a powerful indicator of the brand's future potential way outside of its home market.
This incredible growth is being driven by strong performance in key regions like the Gulf Cooperation Council countries in the Middle East, as well as Singapore. But what's also really exciting, especially for the long-term view, is their expansion into North America, with new stores opening in the US. That move significantly strengthens their visibility for future growth on a global scale.
So after that absolutely incredible performance, what does the road ahead look like? Let's talk about what investors and anyone watching the market should be keeping an eye on.
So just to be crystal clear, the market isn't just reacting to one good quarter. It's much bigger than that. What investors are rewarding here is the whole package: consistent execution, the sheer power of their brands, and a really clear, visible path to future growth.
Moving forward, there are 4 key things you'll want to monitor. First, how does demand hold up during the rest of the wedding season? Second, what's the trend with gold prices and how does Titan manage it? Third, what's the early performance of that new Beyond brand? Are people actually buying it? And finally, can they sustain that explosive international growth?
Look, the company has demonstrated incredible strength, from its core jewelry business all the way to its bold international expansion. The market has definitely rewarded this performance. But the real question, the one that really matters, is this: in a dynamic, ever-changing market, will Titan shine last?